All right, I'm gonna break down barbell bench for you. How convenient, there's a bench right here. Let's get into it. So first things first, I wanna break down barbell bench so you feel confident performing a barbell bench on the PR Fitness app, okay? We'll go over the do's and don'ts and make sure we're doing it correctly. So first things first, hand grip on the bar. If you put your hands straight out like this, I want you to be slightly outside shoulder width. Okay, so here's shoulder width for me. Go a little bit outside, and that is a good rule of thumb for setting yourself up on the bar for bench. If you're too narrow, you're gonna be crunching like this, and we do not want that. We're not doing close grip bench, okay? And if you're too wide, you're gonna come down and it's gonna put a lot of tension on the front of your shoulders, which is bad news. We do not wanna be hurting the front of our shoulders when we are benching. We wanna be using our chest. So hands are shoulder width apart, just slightly outside of shoulder width apart, and that's where you're gonna start with there. So that's number one. Just hands slightly outside shoulder width is number one. Number two, once you get set right there, roll your shoulders back and down, and it's gonna help kind of puff your chest out and isolate your chest. Okay, so that's setting yourself up. So you can notice, you probably can notice in the video for me being here and now back and down is putting me in a better position to bench the bar. Okay, and same with dumbbell bench as well. So that's number two, roll your shoulders down and back, set your chest up for success. Number three is a big problem. We want to come down and you want your elbows below your shoulders. So when I come down, my elbows are below my shoulders. That is correct. What you don't want is your elbows the same height as your shoulders right here. And this is a big problem. I see people hammer it out right here. This is going to really put a lot of pressure on the front of your shoulders, which again, it's gonna hurt your shoulders if you do that too much. Now, if you are someone that has shoulder impingement problems where you're getting pain right here while you're benching, it's more than likely because you just keep coming down like this, and what's happening is there's not as much tension on your chest. It has moved over to the front of your shoulder because of how your elbow angle is, okay? So this is good, this is on the chest right here, this is bad. This turns it to the front of your shoulders, and we don't want shoulder impingement problems when we're benching. Do not be up high like this. So again, number one, just outside shoulder width. Number two, roll the shoulders down and back. And then number three, elbows are going to stay below the shoulder blades when you're benching, okay? Now, the bar path when you're benching is basically going to start, it's gonna be slightly arced. So you're gonna come down close to your nipple line, and then you're gonna go up and almost slightly towards your face. It's not a huge, it's not, you know, you're not going like this or anything, but it's coming down, you're here, and then you're ending slightly closer to your face, and it will make sense when you're actually benching. Do not get too far out by your belly button, okay? That's gonna put pressure on your shoulders again, and you don't actually wanna go way too far over or you're gonna lose it this way, but it will make sense when you're benching. Down to the nipple line and then up, and then just slightly, you know, there's just that real slight arc. Straight up and down is fine, but you're gonna have more, it's gonna feel smoother, it's gonna feel more efficient if you have that slight arc on the way up, okay? It's a real subtle thing. I would recommend filming yourself benching because that's really how you're gonna notice it. So last thing is tuck your feet down and back, and I'll take you through it here in a second, but make sure your feet are not out. Don't put your feet up on the bench. Make sure your feet are on the ground, and it's gonna help stabilize you more. So let's go through it real quick. So I'm laying back. Hands are just outside shoulder width. For me, it's gonna be different for everyone, but for me, it's actually one thumb from the start of the grip on the bar, and that's just how it works out for me. But for you, go slightly outside shoulder width. Okay, grips there, shoulders are rolled down and back. Now I've isolated my chest. Okay, now I'm gonna unrack it and bring it out over my chest. Okay, elbows are below my shoulder blades on the way down. I'm at my nipple line right now, and then you can't see from there, but where I'm ending, the bar is basically at my chin right here. Okay, so I'm at my chin, and then when I come down, I'm at my nipple line, and I come back up, I'm again about at my chin right here. So feet are here. Remember, don't have them out like this. Keep your feet on the ground, tuck them in underneath you, and that's what's gonna give you the most power as you touch and go, okay? Don't rest it on your chest, and ideally, we're just coming to about an inch off the chest. You can tap if you need to, but don't rest on your chest. Come down, power it straight up, and focus on isolating that chest, okay? So again, set yourself up correctly. If you feel like most of the pressure is going on your shoulders and not your chest, then it's most likely because your elbows are up too high or your grip is too narrow to start, okay? So make sure your grip's correct, make sure you're taking the correct form and bar path on that. But again, should all be in the chest. Your chest is a very powerful muscle. That is what we want to be working, not the front of the shoulders.